Guess who's back? Good morning and coming to you live from digital address GA 0992529 Kokomemle Accra on DSTV 421, GoTV 144 on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. We're JoyNews on TV, and my personal Instagram handle is princess_pito. We also stream live on YouTube. We are My Joy Online TV. Our WhatsApp number is 055-717-6074. I am a Pizza CVD and this is JoyNews Interactive, your most interactive show on television right now. Now, there has been a lot of noise about the National Cathedral. Some are against it and asking why should it be made a priority. Others are saying that the presence of a National Cathedral in Ghana will bring God closer to us. But let's go back to the beginning, when President Akufo-Addo unveiled the design at the Accra International Conference Center.
Design. I'm deeply grateful to the distinguished Board of Trustees and the eminent clergy and the Secretariat of the Cathedral Project for working around the clock to make this possible. Throughout history, what has distinguished the great cathedrals and those with a national character is the broad mobilization of the entire community in support of the building and maintenance of the cathedrals. Before the cathedrals, this was true of the temples and the tabernacle. On Sunday, the 25th of February this year, I visited the Washington National Cathedral to go and worship, and was reminded once again of this truth. We're gathered.
All right, now let's listen to Sir David Ajay, who is an internationally acclaimed architect and who said he drew inspiration from both Christian symbolism and Ghanaian heritage. Let's listen to him.
The cathedral's form is derived from the traditional symbols of power, worship, and veneration, drawing on the references of both traditional heritage and Ghanaian and Christian symbolism. Christian architectural principles articulate the National Cathedral's proportions, orientation, and use of the number 12, referring to the apostles of the Lord. The draped roof form, which you'll see in a moment, draws from the great symbols of our traditional culture, such as the opulent Bowman ceremonial canopies, traditionally used to shade and protect our asantehins, and also in the Old Testament, a device which is used to shade the tabernacle of the Lord. The palette colors derive from our traditional color spectrum, talking about harmony, unity, our spirit as a nation, and of course, white is used to symbolize the power of the Ghanaian people as a form.
Sir David Ajay, the architect behind the National Cathedral. Now let's listen to Executive Director of the Afrobarometer, Professor Emmanuel Jeremy Boadi, and he's asking the government to explain terms under the proposed National Cathedral is to be constructed.
I don't know the terms. No, they are not. We need to be clear about the terms, and we need to know a lot more about the terms upon which the cathedral is being constructed for the Christian community and its leadership. If they are paying the full cost of it, they are paying for the land, they are paying for replacement of the houses, they are paying for properties that will be damaged, livelihoods that will be disrupted, and so on. If they are paying for that, and all that the state is doing is facilitating their payment, maybe helping them to get state-of-the-art architectural design and so on, that is fine. If all of this or any of this is coming from public funds, then I'm afraid that the Christians and their leaders are simply robbing the poor.
Now, let's listen to Professor H. Kwesi Prempeh, the Executive Director of CDD Ghana.
It does not appear to me that this adventure that the state wishes to embark upon in collaboration with church is actually a necessary one. I think this raises questions, worrying questions for me about how power is actually allocated and distributed and used in this country, that one person can decide that land that is in the public trust can be donated, no matter the value of the land. And this is potentially worth millions of dollars. And then that's it. No legislation about it, no debates. I think that it speaks to just the absence of limits, the absence of real limitations on presidential power, right? So what if the next president comes and wants to do another land for something else? And this is land that is being donated, essentially, not even being sold. So it appears that the president is the allocator of land, the donor of land, can do anything. And this is not any one president. This is just the nature of our presidency. It's just we need to decongest the power that the president has.
Meanwhile, retired pastor of the Elim Pentecostal Church, Bishop Curry, is describing the project as a misplaced priority.
What are they going to do with it? Just every so often there'll be a national service or something, and they've got plenty auditoriums where they can do that. So I think not just with the Ghana government, with many other governments, I think sometimes they decide on something which is for them, forgetting that there are people who are really suffering and struggling. So I shouldn't say this as an outsider. Maybe they should think again.
We have heard from the President Akufo-Addo, Sir David Ajay, the architect behind the cathedral, Executive Director of the Afrobarometer Network, Professor Emmanuel Jimabwadi, Professor H. Kwesi Prempeh, the Executive Director of CDD Ghana, and Bishop Curry. Now, this being JoyNews Interactive, we went to the streets of Accra to get your thoughts on this.
Talk with the people that the government should locate another land, because we have a lot of lands in Accra and outside Accra, and whereby you can acquire that one at a lesser cost than demolition and compensate them.
I prefer they find another place and then they build, because we have more lands, so they can go there and then buy a land or acquire a land and then they build it. But here it will cost a lot. It will cost a lot.
I don't side with them, because if they have decided to put up a building which is a national cathedral, I think they have to have or find a way or a place to put that very huge building than destroying or demolishing other buildings within the center of the city.
Destroying all this property and building another national cathedral for why don't the government find a place and build the cathedral over there than destroying those properties? So I stand with the people. The people are right. So the government should go and find land somewhere and build a national cathedral.
The government has so many lands and can build elsewhere, because demolishing those properties wouldn't be fair to the people. Yeah, so I think I stand with the people. There are so many things that the government has to do for the country. Yeah, and education is one important thing. So building for school system also is something that they should take notice and be concerned about.
Now, those are your views on the streets of Accra. Let's go to Facebook, where we posted the site map for the planned construction of the National Cathedral, and it has revealed the area to be demolished to make way for the Heritage Project. At least 14 acres of prime land in Accra, the capital, will house this piece of architecture. So we posted that on Facebook. Let's see what you guys have been saying about it. So it had 41 comments and a couple of shares there. But Insua says, the angel that brought me to Ghana, we have serious talk on Judgment Day. All right, and you got 13 reactions. Let's see what more people are saying on that. And at Frank, PK Williams says, if it's national, then it should be built at the center of the country, which is either Kaswa or Cape Coast. Not necessarily Accra, because Accra is choked already. And Joshua Excellence says, and you think Kaswa or Cape Coast is the center of Ghana, right? Go back to your geography teacher. Okay. Destiny says, perfect area or circle area in between Circle Old Cinema Building and the petrol station near the post office. And at Nana Kofi says, the project will be constructed at that particular place. I will support any government that builds such monuments for Ghana. When Kufuor was building Jubilee House, these same people used all the manner of words to describe him. And Chris Amos says, it's a waste of taxpayers' money. How do you demolish all these buildings and after build the same buildings elsewhere? Whilst we have lands in different regions that can be used in building the cathedral. Let's go to Ahmed Adams, who says the project is really a big one and beautiful. We support its construction. However, its location and substitute for Independence Square is not fair to the Ghanaians as taxpayers and our heritage. Okay, so he comes to ask a few questions and he needs answers. So his first question is it the Tlegi that proposed this project to the government, or is the president that has vetoed it? Okay. All right, so he's got quite a couple of questions that we probably won't be able to answer, but stick and stay to Joy News TV. Boating Arasta says, if we don't start insulting leaders, they won't think or get sent. Is Accra the only place in Ghana? Okay. And Enoch says, can you imagine this? And people with conscience who call themselves Christians are blindly defending this. We can get more of your comments on our Facebook page. It's Joy News on TV. And the last two comments I'm going to take is from Faith Jones, who says, Ghanaians should make a choice now. First, they should build a cathedral and it becomes a national treasure. Second, they share the money and use them to buy mansions in London or Dubai. Which one do you prefer? All right, you know you can go to Facebook, Joy News on TV. We're also Instagram, Joy News on TV. On that note, I'm going to take a quick breather. When we come back, we're talking about enrolling on the right age. Stay tuned. You're still watching JoyNews Interactive with me, Mapita CB. Now, currently, more than 629,000 over and underage children are sitting in kindergarten classrooms across the country. This is the outcome of a latest study by the Education Ministry on right age enrollment. Now, the delay in right age enrollment, among other, forces school authorities to put overage children in kindergarten, causing unnecessary congestion and difficulty in instruction. Now, in most kindergartens across the country, you will find children aged from 7 to 13 years learning with 4-year-olds. Roland Walker interacted with some parents on what they think the right age of enrollment is.
We're coming to you somewhere from Labadi, and we know that we've dedicated this month on Joy News to be talking about education, especially for children, and when is the right age to send them to school. Well, many of us have varied opinions. Some of us went to school as old as 8 or 6. Now even children are going to school at 4, maybe even sometimes they go to the crèche at 2. But there are questions that we always need to ask parents. So we'll ask some of the parents that we find around the station that we came here at Labadi, Olympio. Good morning to you, sir. I just want to ask you a brief question. When do you think that we need to send children to school, whether it's 4 years or 6 years or whatever? What do you think should be the ideal age for a child to go to school the first time?
Okay, on my side, I prefer that you have to let your child go start school earlier. When he starts at the young age, you see to that he can pick things up fast.
Wow. And so now you see that we find a lot of trend. And the trend is that many people because they don't have the time, always want to send their children to the crèche early and try to occupy time. What do you think of it?
Okay, I think it's good. It's good for them to let them go earlier.
Okay.
It's better.
Do you have a specific age in mind?
Yeah, I think normal, probably from 4 years going.
You see, many people have different mindsets about what they want to do or what they don't want to do with their children and the sort of education that they need. So we'll keep asking, but I have this young man here, and I would want to ask him, good morning to you, sir. My name is Roland. I work with JoyNews. What's your name?
My name is Emmanuel Togbo.
Ah, Mr. Togbo, thanks for speaking to me. But which age did you go to school, if you can remember the first time, or your parents sent you to school for the first time?
4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
Which school was that? Do you remember?
Yeah. It's a Presbyterian kindergarten.
Okay. So a kindergarten at the Presbyterian school, just around here?
Around here.
Okay. But now you see that many of us are busy. Okay.
Yeah.
We want to send our children as early or maybe late, etc. What do you think should be the right age to send your child to school the first time?
First time. Now, because of the computer age we are now, it is good and advised for the kids to start like 1 year. A year. Start nursery, it's picking up to the distance. At times now, at 4 years age, are learning what 6 years. What now? Yes.
You know, people have varied views about many of the things that they think about. But why not also speak to the traditional people? You know, our mothers who really gave birth to us at the time, maybe, you know, schooling was not the in thing then. But look, school is now everything today. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
And I'm happy that you're speaking to me. What's your name?
My name is my actual name is Emilia Ajile.
Wow. But now means you're a queen mother of the sort, or a priestess.
Yeah, I'm a queen mother of the body.
Now, when do you think that the children should go to school the first time? Which age?
Some times ago, from 4 years, children, the child will start school at 4 years. By 6 years, is in class 1. But the times have changed. So people start school at age of 2 years, 3 years going. That's right.
Wow. And really, indeed, the times have changed. So what do you think that the current age at which people are sending their children to school is, and what impact do you think is having on the children?
By 3 years, it's okay.
Conversation this morning is basically about when do you think that a child should first step in the classroom?
I think three years. 3 years. Yeah, it's 3 years.
3 years?
Yes.
People have varied views. They have different views as to what needs to be done, the actions they need to take as parents. And we've been speaking to Esel from a shop here. Adom Biepue, Adom Biepue, Epue, Epie, Adom Epie, Epue, Epie. Well, so we're having this conversation with our last respondent, Esel, and it looks like many people would prefer a younger age beyond 4, 2 years, 3 years. But when do you want your child to first step in that classroom? It's a question I guess we all need to ask ourselves when we start having children.
Some views on what the right age of enrollment in school should be. Now, our latest Hotline documentary, The Launchpad, produced by Emefa Tiamo Eli as part of a 1-month campaign titled Enroll Me Now, is aimed at promoting early childhood education. Now, let's take a look at this table, which gives us an idea of how the situation looks like. Enroll Me Now, hashtag The Launchpad. All right, so it says the Launchpad, approximately 723,000 children in the 2014 GDHS who are primary school age but are enrolled in preschool, and that's according to UNICEF. All right, let's see how this pans up in the coming up graph. Okay, so school attendance history by age 2014 GDHS. All right, so as you can see, the first bar is age 6. The blue means that they never entered. So about 10% of age 6 children have never entered school, and then the orange is in preschool, so about 42%, and the 46.8% is enrolled primary or JHS or SHS. And then this is age 7. 5.8% have never entered. And then in preschool, that's 23.4%, and this is age 7. And then the orange is enrolled primary or JHS or SHS. So that's age 7. But when we move on to age 8, 4.3. So at least the number is going down. 4.3 is have never entered. Okay. And then the orange in preschool. And then, okay, 83.5% is enrolled primary or JHS or SHS. Okay, now moving to age 14. 2.9% as of 2014 have never entered. You have never been in school, so 2.9%. So from age 6, 10.1. So it's a bit of a decrease, 2.9%. All right. And so with our focus of over age enrollment, let's look at the preschool enrollment, which is at age 14. So that's 2.9%. Okay, there's a decrease. So from age 6, 10.1%, all the way age 14, 2.9%. So let's go to age 14. 87.3% of children age 14 are enrolled in primary, JHS, or SHS. So this emphasizes a point of over-enrollment and over-age enrollment. Now, this is a really important topic we must discuss as a nation. Join the conversation with our hashtag EnrollMeNow and hashtag TheLaunchpad on all our social media pages. I'll leave you with the video of the day. It's been really, really good to be back. I hope you can send those WhatsApp messages. We're waiting. Unfortunately, we couldn't read some of them. But remember, Joy News on TV, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
The struggles, the intensity, the triumphs. First up, gymnastics. The American working it. Just look at that concentration. 10-meter toddle, one of the marquee events at any baby game. And there they go. China running away with it. Oh, looks like he's stuck on the line. And here comes Argentina on the outside. But China does it for gold. Back to gymnastics. Japan on the rings. Pressure has never been higher. What an effort. Now the American. The dismount. Nailed it. Gold for the U.S. Over to weightlifting. Argentina, can they do it? Oh, and it's a heartbreaking result. The German just showboated. Now on to our final event, the 3-hurdle toddle. And there they go. A little unorthodox. France